Hello friends, welcome to the Ekalavya Universities. Today we are taking up the module 3 in Java chapter zone. In this, the first chapter is inheritance, superclasses and subclasses. As I explained to you earlier, there are three fundamental characteristics of the OOP. They are encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism. If you master these three concepts, then your 50% of your job is over. Thereafter, you must learn many other concepts. Those are allied. You can learn them very easily. But in this context, one thing I have to tell you, there is no last page for these studies. Every time you have to face new challenges in this technology, and thereafter, therefore, you have to update your knowledge. That point always you remember. In the 12th chapter, the first concept, this is 12.0 at a glance. Just I give a briefing about these characteristics and then enter into the subject. The first one is encapsulation. This is the first and foremost important characteristic of OOP. In this, we integrate properties and behavior as a single identifiable entity with a identifiable name. It acts like a blueprint. Properties are defined by variables and behavior of a class are defined by methods. That already I explained to you. It is a very vast concept. That's why I have explained all these concepts through three chapters, 9th, 10th and 11th. Almost I explained all these concepts through 45 items, 45 topics. So you must learn each and every concept thoroughly, and you must perform each and every program. Then only you can master that. Simply studying theoretical part don't satisfy yourself that you master OOP. So whatever concept you studied, immediately the corresponding program or programs you must perform. Then only you can own the concepts. So through encapsulation, we can create a blueprint. That what we call class. Through blueprint, n number of objects of the same type we can create, like A, B, C, D, E, F up to Z, whatever you want. N number of objects you create according to your program requirement. What program does? Programs first create classes. Through them, they create objects, and through the interaction of two or more objects, they generate result. That is the encapsulation concept. There are many issues in that. All that you must study before entering into inheritance. Inheritance is a great feature. Because of inheritance only, one great facility we are able to avail through OOP, that is reusability. Here, first I give a briefing about that. Inheritance is a very natural concept which we implement in the real life, which we see in the real life. Now you see, if you see that, what is reusability, what is inheritance, you can understand briefly. Now you see, class AB is there. Class AB provides you three facilities, A and B. Two services, A and B. Now you want a new service, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Originally, if inheritance provision is not there, what you have to do? You have to create a new class with A, B, C, D services. All independently you have to implement. You have to define and implement. Because of inheritance, without defining A and B, by extending AB class, you can create A, B, C, D. This second class name is A, B, C, D. But you are not defining A and B, and you are implementing, we are defining only C and D. But ABCD class can avail all the four services A, B, C, and D. How it is possible? Suppose your father is having 10 lakhs worth of property. You earned another 15 lakhs worth of property. Totally, how much is your property if I ask? What you tell? 25 lakhs. How? You earned only 15 lakhs. How you are able to tell 25 lakhs? Are you lying? No. Because you inherit the property of your father. So you feel that your father's property is your property. In the same manner, this is the existing class. From the existing class, we have created a new class. Because of this inheritance facility, the new class can inherit the properties of, of the existing class. The existing class is called superclass and the new class is called subclass. This is not the end of this. N number of subclasses you can create. Suppose after some time you may require a class A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That many services you require. Now by the time already two classes are existing. What are they? One is class AB, other one is class ABCD. Then you need not define all these 7 characteristics. What you have to do? You create, you extend ABCD class and create ABCDEFG class, and in that what you define? You define E, F, G services only. But by hierarchy, by inheritance, it is able to avail A to G all services. As I told you already, this is the subclass of this. In this manner, every time, every time we can create new classes with new services. New services. That is the power of inheritance. Because of that, what is the benefit means? Reusability. You need not define this when you require this. You need not define this when you require this. Because of that, what is the great advantage is already it was tested. It is assumed that it was used and tested. Any loopholes are there in that, already those were plugged. So you can rely on that. If you are able to rely, you can develop reliable softwares. You can save your time as well as money. Cost will be reduced. Cost is reduced. You can attract many customers. Many customers. Like that, this is a very a great feature in WOOP paradigm. And because of, in my view, because of this feature only, WOOP has become so popularized. Because of this, as Java, as Java is a true object-oriented programming language, it has become so popular. Because a true object-oriented programming language, because of the power and versatility of WOOP paradigm, Java has become very popular in the world. Next, after understanding inheritance briefly, let's go for polymorphism. Polymorphism, you cannot understand it so easily like the two concepts, because this is implementation oriented. Once you are implementing a program, then you face certain problems. Because of polymorphism, you can overcome them very easily. Because of polymorphism, inheritance characteristic get more power. It becomes more power. So one way, polymorphism is a complementary for the inheritance, and it makes inheritance more powerful. However, I explain the principle here. Polymorphism means one interface, multiple forms of implementation. Already in the earlier chapters, also we implemented that through two important concepts. One is method overloading, and other one is constructor overloading. One interface, multiple forms of implementation. Already I have given these examples. Always you keep these examples in mind a kitchen mixie, in real life kitchen mixie. It is a polymorphic machine because one machine which implemented different types of activities as a wet grinder, dry grinder, juicer, etc. If you take a tractor also, a tractor as a carrier, as a pump, as a generator, harvester, cultivator, digger, breaker, etc. and all that. So, one interface, multiple forms of implementation. One interface, multiple forms of implementation. Because of this polymorphism, inheritance has become more and more powerful. Practically, when you are implementing programs, you can understand the real smartness of polymorphism.